We need to have some music on so we can have a bop, don't we? That's what we need, yeah. I can remember when we found out that we couldn't have children straight away, and I remember getting so upset. Everything around you seems to be about babies.
On the 14th of May 2010, Vicky and Andy Lamb became the proud parents of sextuplets, the first to be born in Britain for 17 years.
Good, Rosie. You feel happy now? What's all this? What's all this?
Some people say, oh, it's fertility treatment, but if that was the case, then there'd be sextuplet pregnancies all over the place. So the fact that we fell pregnant with 6 was a miracle. It was fate.
The babies were delivered 3 months premature, and each of them faced a fight for survival.
It's been the hardest year of my life.
Quickest, busiest, saddest, happiest.
This is an ordinary family with an extraordinary story to tell.
So we really did hit the jackpot getting our babies.
Vicky and Andy Lamb's 6 babies were delivered by caesarean section at the John Radcliffe Hospital in Oxford. They arrived 14 weeks early.
Is our Layla?
Layla Pauline Lamb was born first. 12 weeks on, she's the only baby still in high dependency care on the neonatal unit.
She has to stay in here and be looked after.
Yeah, the last 2 weeks she's been a bit poorly, so that's set her back because she's got a bit of a bug. She's staying in here until she's finished her antibiotics.
This part's awful, than being in hospital, and the fact that you just can't relax, and I'm on edge all the time if the phone rings or if you go up there and the machines are bleeping.
Since the babies were born, it's been Vicky and Andy's dream to get them home. The family live in Abingdon, a small town near Oxford on the River Thames.
Can you see what we're supposed to be having for dinner tonight on the...
On the menu that we never follow?
I do follow my menu. What did you have last
Let's have a
night?
look.
Jacket
Right.
potatoes, didn't you?
Chinese.
Andy's a health and safety consultant, and before her pregnancy, Vicky was the manager of a daycare nursery.
Sausage casserole and mash tonight. Or Wednesday.
Takeaway.
They've also got a 5-year-old daughter, Grace.
Can you tell who's on that one?
Rose and Adam.
No.
Who?
That one's Ellen. That one's... No. No. The one you always forget.
Layla.
Vicky has polycystic ovaries, which reduces her chance of conceiving naturally. Like the sextuplets, Grace was born after Vicky took the fertility drug, Clomid.
I wasn't really aware the first time, and I don't know if you were made aware that it could lead to multiple births. But up until that point, I thought it was just, yeah, you have another dose of it and we have a little brother or sister for, and that'll be it. 2 babies, and yeah, that'll be us done, I think.
The first clue that Vicky's pregnancy was unusual came in February 2010 at her routine 12-week scan.
The sonographer put the gel on and she said, right, hang on a minute. And then she started counting them off, didn't she? So she went 1, 2, 3, 4. Just wait a minute, I think I'm just gonna have to go and get somebody. And that's when she went and got Mr. Impey, the main consultant.
The consultant counted 6 babies. They'd be the first sextuplets ever to be born at the John Radcliffe Hospital.
Oh, we're laughing. Really laughing, weren't we?
We were just laughing our heads off.
You don't really realise the enormity of what it is or how serious and how dangerous maybe the pregnancy could be Because you don't, if you've fallen pregnant and you've been waiting for such a long time, to have more than one is good.
You start breathing a little bit more, sweetheart.
Their consultant, Lawrence Impey, prepared them for the dangers of a multiple birth.
There's increased rates of miscarriage, of death, and of handicap, even with twins. So the more babies you have on board, the higher the risk. They had the nightmare decision as to whether to effectively kill 2, 3, 4 babies at this early stage. It involves putting a very long, very narrow needle in the heart of a baby and injecting a poisonous substance called potassium chloride into the heart. And we usually use about 0.5 ml or 1 ml, so a very, very small amount. And the baby passes away instantly.
It just went against every bone in our body to reduce a pregnancy that you've tried so hard to get. And how would you, I know the doctors would have chose, but how could you say, right, okay, that one's no good, we're going to get rid of that one, and then that dead baby's going to stay inside of you. So we decided that we were going to just give it the best shot, and then if something did happen to the pregnancy, it's fate.
Vicky went into labour when she was just 26 weeks pregnant.
Staff were on standby. Everybody was on site within an hour.
A team of 2 doctors and 1 nurse were there for every baby.
There were probably 30 extra staff on the labour ward, all needed to be put in their correct places for when the babies came out.
Lots and lots of people, wasn't there? Because I went through on the bed and you're in this pain and then you're thinking, oh my God, my baby's going to come.
They were so premature they would need help to breathe, and they were in danger of infection.
Well, within half an hour, all the babies were admitted to the neonatal unit. They were attached to breathing machines and they were receiving intravenous nutrition.
Layla, Eric, Matthew, Pippa, Ellen and Rose Lamb were born 20 seconds apart. While Vicky recovered from the caesarean, Andy went to see their babies for the first time.
All in these little kind of plastic bags. And I was just amazed at how...
Perfect, baby.
Yeah. Perfect little hands, ears, feet, fingers.
The babies were all less than 2 pounds in weight. The smallest, Pippa, was just 1 pound 5 ounces, under 600 grams.
I can remember feeling really, really scared about meeting them. Because when you see them in the photograph and they look so tiny, they look so perfect but so tiny, I was really scared that, are they going to be all right now? Gracie May.
Where am I?
Where are you? You remember doing this for Daddy for Father's Day?
Can you do that face again?
In May 2010, Vicky and Andy Lamb became the first British family in nearly 2 decades to give birth to sextuplets.
Layla.
Layla Pauline.
All the babies were in intensive care incubators, and in the hours after their birth, 2 doctors and a nurse worked on each baby to give them the best chance of survival.
Layla was very poorly. Eric was very poorly. Matthew had a bleed. And Rose had a bleed. And Pips, bless her, who's the smallest, was doing okay at that point, and Ellen was doing okay. But on the Sunday night, we were told that we needed to get them baptised if that's what we wanted to do. Everything out of your body gets drained away because you're losing your babies. But I didn't want to give up. I didn't want to get them baptised. It's like saying that they can go to heaven or they can go somewhere else, and I didn't want them to go anywhere. They told us to sit tight and not to come down. If it was time to come and say goodbye, they would come down and get us.
Matthew developed very severe bleeding into his lungs, and at that point it was very difficult to get adequate oxygen into his bloodstream. At that stage, Andy and Vicky agreed that it was appropriate to let him go.
Once it got to the point of, this is it, this is as bad as it's going to get now, because he's died, there was a sense of calm, because you can't get any worse than losing your child. There is no further to fall than being that low.
They were both incredibly brave. A lot of parents, if they've had a child die on the unit, don't ever want to come back. And Vicky and Andy had to face the fact that they still had to come back to visit their other children.
This little girl is Layla.
To reduce risk of infection, only Vicky and Andy were allowed to visit the intensive care unit. So they filmed this for their family.
Say hiya, Ellen.
There was no time to grieve for Matthew. The other 5 babies were so poorly, Andy and Vicky had to focus on them.
Big yawn, Ellen. Good girl.
The next couple of weeks, we were just trying to get used to the routine, the machines and the noises and the procedures.
And what wasn't normal.
Ellen and Rose needed surgery to close blood vessels near their hearts. And Layla had an operation on her esophagus.
That was when she was first born.
It was Layla just after operation. She just had an operation to have a gastrostomy put into her stomach because her feeding tube wasn't formed properly or it was torn.
For the next few weeks, Vicky spent every day at the hospital, and Andy came each evening, getting to know their babies through a plastic box.
Hello, Pippa. Pippa, Willow, Lamb.
It was only after the babies were strong enough to be moved out of intensive care that Vicky and Andy were allowed to hold them.
You are gorgeous, aren't you? Look at that.
We'd become reasonably comfortable that the children were going to come home, that the 5 were okay.
Then, unexpectedly, Pippa, the smallest baby, was moved back into intensive care.
Pippa developed an intestinal condition called necrotizing enterocolitis, and this affects between 5 and 10% of very premature babies. And what happens is that the gut becomes inflamed, and actually part of the gut wall may die, and that leads to a rapid spread of infection.
I kind of presumed that you could cut out a piece of the tummy and make it all right for her because Layla had had surgery. But it wasn't like that, and it wasn't fixable. And it was just awful. Just really, really awful.
Pippa Willow Lamb died when she was just 7 weeks old. The hospital made the family a memory box.
It was Pippi's first hat, wasn't it, that she got to wear?
Keep her little head warm. Can you do a card for him? To my lovely, darling Pippa, I love you with all my heart. I wish...
You could stay.
Yes. I wish you could stay. And Grace, Daddy and Mummy.
They did struggle, and it's understandably why they struggled. Having done it once, now doing it a second time. And of course in the back of their minds, I'm sure, was, is it going to happen anymore?
Vicky?
Days after Pippa's death, Layla, Eric, Ellen and Rose got to meet each other for the first time.
Perfect. Sneezy Rosie bug.
It was really, really lovely, but it was also not right that there was only 4. But it was lovely that, it was a bit overwhelming, wasn't it, that they all got to meet. Just holding hands.
Now Eric, Ellen and Rose have moved to A side, the special care nursery. They're preparing for life at home by learning to feed.
Good boy, Eric. You're doing really well there. Good boy. It's just been brilliant since they've gone over to A-side and finding out about their little characters. So we've just been really hands-on now and picking them up far too much and turning them into little hug monsters. Good boy, that was champion. It was.
Layla, the firstborn sextuplet, is still in an incubator in high-dependency care, recovering from an infection. It's hard for Vicky having her babies separated again.
We're so scared that it's going to go wrong again. Something's going to happen.
Today, Nurse Gillian's bringing Layla over to A-side. Vicky thinks it's just for a visit.
Here we are.
What she doesn't know is that she's moving here for good.
And Dr. Bennett's just said she can stay. As long as she behaves. She's going to be a good girl. To graduate over. Oh, stop it, you'll make me cry.
Now that we've got all of them over to A-side, it's such a relief, because it means, you know, that hopefully it's not going to go wrong.
The babies are 3 days away from their due date, and they'll soon be ready to leave hospital.
Now we've got our babies coming home.
Then we'll worry again.
Yeah, and then we can worry about them going out and scabbing their knees and stuff when they're bigger. And I'm not going to let anybody hold them in case they drop them, and I'm not going to let you feed them very much in case you do it wrong. And you have to listen to me when I say hold them properly. Okay? Because they're proper precious. I can't stop blubbering now.
He's happy tears.
Yeah, they are now.
A week later, Vicky and Andy get the news they've been waiting for.
We've got Ellen and Eric coming home on Friday at 3 o'clock.
Little boy and our middle girl?
Baby number 5.
Yeah. That's your second going home outfit. She was sick on the first one, weren't you?
I just want my babies and I want to look after them and to be knackered, but to be knackered because I've been up changing bums and giving bottles, and not just because you're emotionally drained. It's going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
I can't wait to be knackered because of that.
No sleep tonight. Wonderful.
It will be, yeah.
There are no long goodbyes because they'll be back tomorrow to see Layla and Rose, as they have every day since the babies were born.
You sure they're all locked in?
I'm positive they're all locked in.
I'll just go and check it. Got OCD.
Come on, little babies. Oh, look, someone's left you flowers. Yes. You smile. Hello, little man. You excited to be home?
So I look after these just like real babies as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Grace has only had a couple of short visits to the hospital over the last 16 weeks. But today, she can act like a big sister.
Okay, you sit right back there.
She's got her eyes open.
She's got her eyes open. She's ready to meet you.
Oh, it's only my turn.
There you go, look. Right, listen. Okay? she just pump on your hand?
I think
She's a bit rude. Come on, you. Oh. That's it, tip it all the milk.
Hey, here she is. It's okay. Okay. And then you can hold him with this arm. Hold him with this arm, and then you can put his dummy in. You can hold his dummy in because he spits it out sometimes. That's it, just put your little finger in there. Imagine when the other two come home. We'll have them all together again.
Can't wait.
Vicky and Andy Lamb gave birth to sextuplets in May 2010. Two of their premature babies lived for only a short time. Two more are still in hospital.
Oh dear. There you go.
They were never sure how many babies they'd be bringing home, so they've only just started getting the house ready.
Have the cots in an L shape, couldn't we? And then the nappy change area in the corner there.
They're losing their garage because it's the only spare room in the house big enough for the babies.
I've got a loose idea we need to convert this into a bedroom, but
I think I've got an idea how it's going to go, and then Andy might have a different idea in his head.
knitted ones, moisturise them, bubble bath and things.
And several shops have given the family things for the babies after the publicity surrounding the birth.
We got 2 double buggies and 4 car seats. That saved us a hell of a lot, didn't it?
Today, Andy's taking Grace shopping, while Vicky stays at home with Eric and Ellen.
We need cots, high chairs. What else? We need the bath. Well spotted.
We've got a couple of different baths there. Oh, Grace likes the pink one.
Of course. Because you can't put boys in pink stuff, can you?
Yeah, you can.
Can you? I suppose it'd be a bit silly, wouldn't it? Because if there are 3 girls and 1 boy, then he's going to have to get used to pink, isn't he?
Good girl, that's better. He's a good daddy, isn't he? He does, he calms me down actually sometimes because I like to do things quickly and now and make sure that they're fed on time and we've got a schedule and blah, 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 blah. Whereas Andy can just go with the flow a little bit more. And hopefully we work together because he does need to kick up the bum sometimes and he knows he needs to kick up the bum.
Mummy gave me a list and I think I've lost it. So. Nope. Right, we'll have to remember.
Okay, so that's 468.95 altogether then.
Andy's fantastic with Grace as well. Really good. She's definitely a daddy's girl.
Come on. Around this side.
I'd like to take the lightest one off.
Did I?
The last week's been tiring. As well as nighttime feeds at home, Vicky and Andy spend part of every day at the hospital with Layla and Rose. It's not surprising Vicky feels torn.
Good girl, that was really good. But I feel guilty that I'm not up there with Layla and Rose, and I know they will be fine, but I am worried about Layla's operation next week.
Layla's problem with her esophagus means she's tube-fed through her stomach, and she has another tube in her neck to drain fluid from her mouth. At the moment, the fluid isn't draining properly, so she's got to have another operation, her third.
But it would be good because they've said that 5 days after that, hopefully she would be able to come home, or possible 5 days, depending on how she is. But then with every procedure, you get the risk of an infection or something going wrong. Good girl, does that feel better now? Woo! That was quick. You just give the hospital a ring and make sure that they're all right. Is she still off the oxygen? Excellent. I'll come up tonight, I think, instead. All right. Okay, thanks ever so much. Bye-bye. Fast asleep, Melissa.
Two weeks on, the garage conversion's nearly finished.
So yeah, we've just got to paint it and then carpet, cots and the rest of it.
And there's some fantastic news.
Our little fat Rosie bug is coming home. Yes, she is. Your sister.
But Layla hasn't had her operation yet, so she won't be discharged for a while.
I think today is going to be quite hard for me, leaving Layla behind. Although it's really lovely to bring Rosie bug home, it's going to be just really strange. I know she doesn't know that she's there on her own, but it's going to be a bit mixed emotions today. I am really. Right, come on then.
They have to take 2 cars to the hospital.
Breathe in, Ellen.
Because they haven't got one big enough to fit the whole family.
We're never going to get anywhere on time. Right.
Fancy cardigan on.
I'll take some of this through to Layla. Do you want to get the little one dressed?
Hello, beautiful. You can do your excited face? Oh.
But before they leave with Rose, Vicky and Andy are called into a private meeting with the baby's consultant, Kenny McCormick. It lasts over an hour.
Come on, here we go. Rosie's home.
Oh. So, such a minging headache. Sorry, Rosie bug. Mum feels poorly.
This is where you live.
Let me see, I've got to sort myself out.
Darling, let's take you through
It's going to be a mission now. God, I've got such a bad headache. Oh. It's really, really heavy meeting, and I don't quite understand why we had such a heavy meeting on the day we were. I know why we had to go through some things, but when you just feel like you've been 10 rounds with. Oh, God, look at you. Oh, hello. Kenny was going through the different statistics, wasn't he, of chances of having children with disabilities, and it was a bit of a bump down to earth because kind of we know that they might have, don't we? Hey, we have to prove him wrong, won't we? Hey, yeah, we show you're good and strong.
Rose is the baby most likely to be affected.
Rose has had a bleed into one side of her head. The advantage she has is she's got siblings, and she'll be a child that will have a lot of stimulation with play. But we will certainly be watching Rose's development slightly more closely than we will with the others.
Very quickly, Andy and Vicky adapt to the new routine with 3 babies at home.
Plop him on the sofa.
Plop him on the sofa. You like being plopped on the sofa, don't you?
They're still anxious about Layla and take turns going to the hospital every day. But at home, they're enjoying themselves.
We are so loving it. It's just been such a long time coming, and it's what we wanted to do, and we weren't allowed to. Well, not allowed to touch them, but they had to grow and get better. And there was a point where we didn't even know if we'd get this. But it's just doesn't matter if it gets mayhem. It's just fantastic that we've got you here. They've all come through so much.
That is a beautiful smile. Look at that.
Double it.
There we go.
It's weird.
No, it's not. That wasn't win.
Do that on that.
And the garage conversion's finished. Although the babies won't move in for a few months, they're still sleeping in Vicky and Andy's bedroom.
Do you think these look really similar now, these two?
No.
Don't you? I think they look really similar.
Completely different.
You don't, do you? Ellen Bear. Happy days. I'm going to get my chart done.
Vicky had to stop breastfeeding when she got mastitis, so now she's got to make up 18 bottles of formula a day.
How much did Eric have? 110, didn't he? And he was wet, Andy. Yes, I did him.
Yeah.
She's logging every bottle feed and nappy change.
I'm trying to do it so that I'm on top, so that the next feed, we can just go and pick up a bottle, fill it up with the formula, and have them all sterilised and ready. I get a little bit grumpy if my bottles aren't washed up.
And as soon as the babies go to sleep, Vicky gets on with the housework.
At 2 o'clock in the morning, they'd gone to sleep the other day and I had to clean the floor. You just have to try and squeeze things in when you can. The other thing I suppose I keep on thinking as well is that because we haven't got 6, because we lost Pippa and Matthew, I think we kind of geared ourselves up for it to be so much more busy that this kind of almost is like, I don't know, just, it's not what it should be. It's too easy. I'm sure that it'll get to a point where I will hit a wall and go, I'm exhausted now. Might not though. Might just keep on going like a Duracell bunny. Push!
At 4 o'clock, Grace gets home from school and wants to play.
Grace, calm down, please. Grace, Andy.
Yes.
She needs to calm down. I'm not under any illusion that it's going to be a breeze for Grace. I think we have to be very aware. We just need to make sure that she has proper one-on-one time.
Go away.
Good girl. And then the next word is?
Little cat.
Good girl. So that says, oh. Oh, no.
The end.
Good girl. It's very good. That wasn't so grown up though, was it? To chuck it.
Come on, you. Quick, otherwise be late. Bye.
Bye.
See you in a bit, sweetheart.
You.
It's hard taking all the babies out. Vicky's worried about the cold and the risk of infection, so they're pretty much housebound at the moment.
Would you like them? I don't mind, I don't mind.
Her parents live nearby, and her mum Diane is there to offer support whenever she needs it.
She is remarkable. I can't tell you how proud we are of her. I'm really not worried that she will cope. She has her routines and she's such a lovely mum. It doesn't matter how busy she is, she makes sure that she still has playtimes and fun times.
Eric, look who's here. Look.
There's something drastically missing, isn't there? Let me get your baby sister home.
Vicky and Andy Lamb have been waiting for this day since their babies were born in May 2010.
Where are we going, Ellen?
They're now 5 months old, and Layla, who is still in hospital, is finally coming home.
We're gonna go and get Layla.
Aren't we, little boy? We're going to get your sister home. The little fat one. Your big sister.
I think I'm gonna cry most of the day today.
I think so.
You know, you can feel yourself welling up already. Oh, it's just gonna be so much easier not to have. Oh, it's not the end of our journey, but it's kind of a little bit like the end of the nightmare. Sorry. Because it means that we can start doing things and living and being proper family and doing the good stuff. Can't we? Sorry, Mum's always a mess, isn't she, Ellen?
That's sick. You look so excited that you've been sick.
It's going to be so good to get her
I need
home.
another outfit for him.
And it means, of course, that she's all right. She's well enough to come home.
She's fat enough.
She is fat enough, bless her.
Yes, no.
They've sold Vicky's small car and bought themselves a van,
Big enough for 2 buggies.
so they can all travel together to collect Layla.
Ready, steady, mashed potato. Yes.
Ready, steady, mashed potato.
Ready, steady, mashed potato. That makes sense, doesn't it?
Vicky and Andy have been at the John Radcliffe Hospital every single day since their babies were born in May.
Come on.
Their one wish has been to get them home. And today, it comes true. 2 of Vicky and Andy's sextuplets died shortly after birth, and Layla was also very ill.
Hello, lovely bear. She got no clothes. A little vessel. Yeah.
She had surgery on her esophagus, and they didn't know if she'd survive.
Hey, old fatty. Hello. Oh, you screw me.
When she's a year old, Layla will have another operation to repair her esophagus. Until then, she'll continue to be fed through her stomach.
Don't pull on that one. Don't pull on that one. Good girl.
The tube through her nose is helping to drain fluid from her mouth.
It's amazing.
Over the last 5 months, they've made some good friends here at the hospital.
I think it's strange because I really, really want to go. I don't want to leave anybody. I feel a bit bereft.
Yeah, it's
Just cry. Sorry, I'm going to go already.
It is a very strange feeling because this place has been so much a part of your life for weeks. Weeks and weeks.
Around 60 medical staff have helped look after the little lambs, and some of them have stopped by to wish them well.
Your life's changed completely in a year, hasn't it?
We'll get back to normal soon, won't we?
Get back to normal's gone, darling.
Okay, darling. Email me.
Take a picture of them like that. I know, got to crack on and do their milks. Scrummy babies.
I'm saying the babies make everything good.
Yeah. They love you too.
Look what you did.
I did a good job, didn't I? Hmm?
Miss Layla Lamb, introducing your beautiful big sister, Grace May Lamb.
Oh my goodness, look how pretty you look.
Do you think, Layla?
She says,
That's the answer.
Is that good?
that's the answer.
Grace has finally met all her new siblings, and Vicky's thought of ways to make sure she doesn't feel left out by their arrival.
Because I'm not very good at teaching, but Grace is, and first of all she told me she was going to teach them shapes and animals, everything, don't
They
they?
might say the tree is an animal.
They might, yeah, so you'll have to teach them, you'll have to say, no, Ellen, that is not a donkey, that is flower. That's what she'll have to tell you.
It's a relief for Vicky to have all her family together for the first time.
I think 3 months ago we wouldn't have even, well, I know that I wouldn't have even dreamt of this because I didn't want to tempt fate by thinking that they'd be home now. So I think we can just start relaxing now and start planning to do some fun things. What's the time? Is it bedtime?
Oh, 7 o'clock.
It is bedtime. Go on, go and find me some Jimmy Jams, Gracie.
2 weeks later, Vicky, Andy and Grace have got used to having all 4 babies at home.
Okay.
Oh, I like that one. Okay.
It's full on. The babies feed every 3 to 4 hours, and when one wakes up, they all do.
You've got to go to bed. We'll feed now at about 9 o'clock tonight, and then they'll wake up again at 12 or 1. So we'll feed them again then. And then take the Moses baskets upstairs with us. And they'll either wake up at 4, or they might go through till 5. And then we'll start again in the morning.
While Andy's working part-time, they're sharing the bottle feeds, 2 babies each. After feeding at 1 a.m, Vicky and Andy take the babies upstairs. They've got 2 cribs on each side of the bed.
I'm trying to get to sleep. There's a little farmyard going on next to your bed.
Three hours later, they're up again.
Well, I do. I go up and down in the middle of the night. I'll change her on the bed.
The babies are cranky, and so are their parents.
Eric is trying to poo. You put the bottle in and he squirts some milk out of his mouth. Once he's finished pooing, you, my darling, can wake up and show me how it's done, okay? Far better than me. Oh, our night seemed to go on forever and ever and ever last night. I can't believe it's 8 o'clock already.
I was trying to steal the last kind of half an hour or just try and pop a dummy back in a few times and then finally have to admit that I've got to get up.
Oh no, Eric, Mr. Wee Wee. That was gross. You? Don't you look at me like that? It was you. Is Daddy side of the bed? Has it put a strain on our relationship, Andy, having these babies? What do you think?
Of course it has. No.
A little bit.
Yeah, it'd have to be. More so in the night and things like that. We are a lot shorter with each other in the middle of the night, aren't we?
Yeah, so we need to meet in the middle a little bit. I need to probably chill down a bit and Andrew needs to clean up a lot. And then we'll get there. I think we'll make it through though, won't we? Just
I
about.
think so.
Yeah.
That's when we'll get there.
Yeah. Yeah, because otherwise it'd be very expensive for Daddy, wouldn't it?
Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Let yourself be light. From now on, our troubles will be ours.
The Lamb family's now looking forward to their baby's first Christmas.
What are you getting? You getting off?
No, I won't yet.
That one's good.
What are they?
3 girls and a boy. 6 months. Congratulations. Thank you very much. Thank you.
At the local Christmas market, they're one of the attractions.
Oh. Are they twins? There's not. There's 4 of them. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, well done.
I always find it really hard when people say that.
What?
What have you had? Did you have 4?
Why?
Yeah.
You say, no, I had 6. Did you say that?
No, I didn't say I had 6. No, I know, but...
Vicky and Andy will always look at their 4 children and remember 2 more, Matthew and Pippa, who didn't survive.
There's a big bit missing. But they'll always be remembered. And as the others get bigger, they'll know about Matthew and they'll know about Pippa. Quick before it starts!
For the first time, they can start to imagine their babies growing up.
Yay! When puberty hits, we're going to know about it in this house, aren't we? You're going to have to be a very patient man. Lots of girls with attitude at the same time. And you and Eric in the shed.
Well, you got the girls and I've got Eric.
Okay.
There's also the finances to think about. At the moment, Andy's still only working part-time.
It's about not being stupid with money, isn't it? About looking after what you've got. I think as they get bigger, Andy will go back to doing more hours at work. We'll probably have to think about moving more north, maybe, where house prices come down. Maybe. I didn't say definitely. Did you hear me say maybe?
I'm going back up north, boy.
That means closer to Andy's family.
You feel like a snowman. I feel your nose.
Cold.
Over the last 12 months, Vicky and Andy's relationship has been put under huge pressure.
I think it's nearly killed it. to be fair, hasn't it? And a lot of times.
Took it back to the start again, hasn't it?
Yeah. We're rebuilding it, aren't we, at the moment?
You can see how it can be hard for families who've lost children or had anything like this. How it can be hard to stay together.
I think we're doing all right at the minute, aren't we? We have good days and bad days.
Maybe.
I do love you.
Love you.
The next few months aren't going to be easy. There's Layla's operation, and all the baby's development must be closely monitored, especially Rosie's. But right now, Andy and Vicky are enjoying their little lambs.
Thought we'd be lucky to get one. So we really did hit the jackpot getting our babies.
Across the mountains and across the sea, that's the only place I wanna be. But with you it's tonight.